Did you hear about that? They found the back rooms.
They did?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm surprised you didn't see it, but like on TikTok, they were just like, guys, look at this. And then they would like type in these coordinates and then zoom all the way into like this place in Japan, and they would just go to the back rooms.
Oh wait, I think my brother sent me this exact TikTok.
Yes,
yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
But it was like, I was like, yeah, right. Like the first time I saw it, but then I saw like 3 more people do it. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, the backroom stuff is going crazy. Though personally, I don't know. Like I like the first levels, right? Like the yellow wall stuff, the second level, but people went a bit too far. Maybe like I saw like backrooms level 261, and I'm like, okay,
No,
come on
it
now.
goes to like 1 trillion, bro. Like,
Bro, people are adding unlimited amounts of levels, and it's just like usually it's just random pictures. Like I could go outside now, take a picture of my garden, and just call it level 5061 or something,
yeah,
and just post it on the website.
Because like I made a series, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go through every backrooms level because I thought there was only 10. But then I got to like level 4, and it was like, nah, this level 4 will take you to level 9 million. I was like, yeah, right, I'm done.
Yeah, there are more backrooms than there are SCPs.
Nah,
SCPs. I don't know. Like, how many SCPs are there?
Oh, so like probably it's just infinite. Like you
Really?
make a number, yeah, like SCP 1 trillion, then you just add something to it.
I thought it was only triple digits.
No, it goes way farther than that. It goes to like
Damn.
1,000 plus.
Okay, then probably still more SCPs, but SCPs are a bit different, right? You can look at them in a vacuum without the need to of knowing like all the other SCPs. But for the levels,
Yeah.
like you need to go through all the levels, right? To have some order.
For the
With
levels, you
SCPs
can
and stuff
like
like that.
you can teleport to other levels through use of one level. Like you can get to level 3 from level 1, and then level 1,000 from level 4.
This ain't no Mario Bros.
So saying
like finding the secret cannon and suddenly being in World 7. Like, no.
bro, like that blew my mind when I first did that. Like I got in the camp, I was like, what the? And then like the bottom levels opened up. I was like, what is going on right now? That's crazy.
Nah, definitely not as serious. Maybe like the first couple levels. But apart from that, yeah, after that it just gets too much.
Yeah, I mean, it would
Confusing.
even like, I guess you can kind of play it off as it being real if it was just the first level, but then like, they just started making so many.
Yeah, the one guy that on YouTube makes these CGI videos about the back rooms that everyone reacted to. Like he's doing a very good job. He's staying in level 1 and 2, I think. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, making some lore. Like if he doesn't go deeper and deeper, then I mean, the whole thing would still be interesting. But the like the website, the main website people are writing like fictional stories about. I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, it turns into like fan fiction after a while. Like they started adding like different groups and, and gangs and stuff that just live there.
Yeah, you're about to find SpongeBob there.
Yes,
Bikini
bro.
Bottom, it becomes one of the levels, like for sure.
Level 300, Bikini Bottom. No
Oh,
way.
no.
All right, I think I want to go first this time. I think I'm finally ready.
Damn, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so I actually found mine through. I was watching this show called Atlanta yesterday, which is basically about this rapper trying to make it, and he's managed by Childish Gambino, so on and so forth. Well, in the first episode, it was basically this whole storyline of stuff that happens I'm about to talk about, and I was like, this is so crazy. Like, how did he come up with this? And after the episode ended, it came out that it was like a true story, and apparently it was pretty big. So I'm gonna be talking about the true story of that episode. It sounds like it would be a movie, honestly, but this actually happened. So this happened earlier, probably like 2010s, all the way into like the end of or the beginning of 2020. There were these 2 lesbian women, Jennifer and Sarah Hart. They adopted 6 black children: Clara, Abigail, Jeremiah, Devontae, Hannah, and Marcus. Sarah and Jennifer were both from South Dakota, which is a red flag already because nothing good happens in South Dakota. And they're both the oldest sisters in their family. They actually met each other at Northern State University, and they majored in elementary education, so like wanting to teach elementary school kids and stuff like that. So they wanted to be teachers, which is sad how it ended up turning out. But yeah, they really wanted to be teachers before all this. Before adopting the 6 children, they had also adopted a 15-year-old girl. She had only stayed there for maybe about a month, 2 months, and then she ended up going to her therapist one week and just like begged the therapist to never let her go back to that house. So,
Damn.
yeah. So they ended up taking her out of the house and she was never able to go back. Well, after that, Sarah and Jennifer was somehow able to adopt 3 more children. In 2006, they adopted Hannah, Abigail, and Marcus. They were adopted in Colorado County, Texas. And then in 2008, they adopted Sierra, Devontae, and Jeremiah. And they were adopted after their mom lost custody over them over like drug problems and stuff. So now they have a total of 6 children. The 6 children don't know that they also had a 15-year-old that never wanted to come back, but I don't know how they were able to get more kids after that. I guess the adoption center is just kind of... I've heard that the whole orphanage like process is kind of sketchy. Like anybody can really just go in there and get whoever, basically. In America, at least. I mean, do you know anything about like the German adoption system?
I don't know. It's probably like I don't think anyone can just go there and take kids. Like I think, I just assume, because I know that for animals it's very strict. I would assume for humans it would be more strict. That a lot of paperwork, looking into the parents' backgrounds and all.
Yeah.
But it's just assumptions. Like I've never looked into this.
Nah, I think over here in America it's harder to get an animal than it is to get a kid. Like I'm not even kidding. Like you gotta like have all your social security, all your records, all your dental records, and everything to get a dog. But like for kids, you can go in there and like provide your social security and background information, and you're good to go. But around this time, like late 2018, a teacher found a whole bunch of bruises on Hannah's arms, and she told them that she'd be beaten with a belt. Which, I mean, back then, just to preface this, it wasn't really looked at as like taboo for kids to still being spanked by belts and stuff. Like now, it's more of like that's a sign of beating or something like that. But back then, it was just like normal, basically. Within the next month, after hearing that story, all of the kids were pulled out of the schools, and they then began homeschool. In 2010, Abigail told a social worker that she had owies on her stomach and her back, and she also felt threatened by the Harts. Later, the Harts beat her and then held her head under cold water because they assumed she stole a penny from them. So already we're starting to see a lot of stuff going on. Like she talked to the social worker, and then after that, I guess the parents found out that she had talked to them and then punished her for it, basically, and then just said it's because she stole a penny. So the police ended up getting involved. They gathered all the children, and they all started interviewing them and stuff. The children all told them that they'd all been being beaten for the past couple of years, and they were all being deprived of food daily. Sarah took responsibility over the beatings and the food, and she ended up only serving a year of community service and then being right back in the house in 2015 or 2013. So late 2013, Oregon authorities were alerted of the abuse. Their investigation was interviewing all the children. They had to go to their friends, they had to go to their family, they had to talk to all the children and everything. The family friends ended up telling them that the kids were forced to raise their hand before speaking, could never laugh at the dinner table, and weren't allowed to even wish each other a happy birthday.
Fuck.
Yeah. And the police also noticed that the children looked very unhealthily small for their ages. So they were all probably around the age of like, averaging from 8 all the way to like 14. And all the kids are probably like around 60 pounds, no matter their age.
Yeah.
The neighbors also told the police that all 6 children acted very, very robot-like they were just trained to never talk to anybody, never look around, never do anything. They just had a very, very like matter-of-fact way of looking and just always looked scared. Well, the evidence ended up all becoming inconclusive. They said they couldn't find enough evidence to do anything about it. And then no charges were filed towards either of the 2 women. And after that, they all moved to Washington. So as of right now, they've moved to 3 different states, gathered a majority of different cases and accusations, but they were able to escape everything up to this point, other than her going to community service for a year.
Yeah.
So they moved to Washington in 2014. Well, a lot of American people probably know about this picture. I doubt it got anywhere past that because this is like maybe starting the very tense racial problems that we've had the past couple of years. Well, there was this picture that came out. It was known as the hug felt around the world, where a kid was like hugging this police officer, and this is right after the Ferguson case happened. So like it was just like a very, very, very popular picture. Well, the kid inside that picture is actually one of the kids that are inside this story right now, the Devontae one. So the person hugging that police officer is going to be a part of this story. Well, in 2014, around August 1 a.m., one of the adopted children, Hannah, jumped off of the 2-story balcony and ran to her neighbor's house and began begging and pleading to them, saying, "Please don't make me go back home. They abuse us and they're racist to us." The Harts then showed up seconds later and took her back home, and they told the neighbors the next day that Hannah's mother was bipolar and that Hannah had gotten that from her and was an avid liar. So now it's just like, it started to like feel more of like a scary movie at this point, because like it's no matter what happens, no matter who finds out about it, no matter who talks about it, like nothing ever happens.
Yeah, it does feel that way. Like damn. Yeah, no, this Loki sounds like some horror movie plot.
Yeah,
Like the whole, like they try to escape, but or somehow
bro,
leave the
like,
situation, but then never able.
How did
to,
they?
like,
How did they show
back
up?
here?
I'd be so mad. Like whenever I'm watching a scary movie, I get actually like pissed off because like they'll escape and then they'll talk to somebody like, "Bro, help us," and then the person will show up like, "Yeah, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just go back." Like no, like they're abusing me. Or they're no way. So yeah, they showed up seconds later and they took her back.
Like damn, like you adopt kids and then you're just abusive, and even like the wildest thing, you're racist to them. Like you adopted them.
Yes, bro.
Like how does this make sense? Like why did you adopt them then? Just to have someone you can be racist to? The fuck?
I don't know. Well, okay, so I don't know if this actually happened, but in the TV show they were like, it's supposed to be like a I guess not a comedy version of it, but just like a less serious version. But like there's this part where like they had them all like out there gardening or whatever, like just picking a whole bunch of like fruits and stuff out the ground, which I guess is supposed to be like a slavery joke or something. But
yeah,
whenever one of the kids like, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm bored. One of the moms was like, "Oh, just start singing," and then they started like doing a rap song or something.
Hey,
she was like, "No, sing this," and then she started singing "Wading in the Water" and told them to start singing it.
Bruh.
So I don't know. I don't know if they actually like were like making them do stuff like that. But I mean, it just looks right now they just didn't like black people, so they just adopted a whole bunch of them to like be able to be racist to them as their parents.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So. Yeah, they went to the neighbor's house and was like, "Yeah, she's bipolar. Don't mind her. Nothing that she said is even true. She's a liar. Don't even mind that." And the neighbor's like, "Oh, okay, all right, bet." And then they went back home and probably beat the soul out of her. So in 2018, which is about 3-4 years later, the neighbors then came into contact with Devontae. Every single time he came into contact with them, Devontae was always telling them like, "I'm so hungry. Like, you please give me something to eat." They would feed him, they would send him back home, and then he would always tell them like, "Don't, please, God, don't tell my parents that I'm asking you for food." They didn't see this as a warning sign. He would come over there probably like 3-4 times a week to go over there and eat. And they said he always looked like he was starving. They just had like a lot of eye bags under him. He just had a very sunken in face. He looked very, very underweight. He just looked like he wasn't eating anything at all. And he had also came over there one of the days and told him that his mother's withheld food from them as a punishment. So now they've gone from like beating them with belts to like, "Oh, you want to act up? Okay, no lunch or dinner for you today." And they would just not feed him, basically. This made the neighbors, after all these things, after the girl running over to the house after jumping off the balcony, after talking to Devontae, this finally made the neighbors call the cops. And the cops tried multiple times to get into contact with them, but they would never be at the house when they showed up. They come over there 3-4 times and they were just never there. So the cops just started sending social workers. The social workers only got to go to the house twice, but could never get a hold of them. The social worker came over there once on March 23rd, 2018. And then the final time the social worker came over there was the very day that everybody's body had turned up dead.
Fuck.
This happened on March 26, 2018. Jennifer and Sarah Hart drove themselves and all 6 of their adopted children off of the edge of a 100-foot cliff in California. So the bodies of the 6 children, or the bodies of 5 children, were found near or inside the vehicle. Of course, they were still strapped in, or of course one of them would be outside of the car or whatever. The body of Devontae was actually never found to this day. Nobody knows where it went, but they could find the other 5 and also the parents. They don't know where Devontae's body is. And it's crazy because like the episode like showcased him as like the main character sort of. And, like he ended up after knowing that he was about to be killed or whatever, he ended up going back to his parents' house. Like he escaped them somehow, and then he went back to his mom's house and was like, "Can I please come back home?" And she was like, "Yeah." So that's how the show depicted it as. I don't really know what happened to him in real life. They ended up going ahead and like just they announced him as dead, but they could never find his body. So in 2019, the case was ruled a murder-suicide, and that Jennifer's body was over the legal blood alcohol level at the time. So the person that was driving was very drunk. Sarah, who was in the other passenger seat, she was very, very, very like high on drugs. And they also found a lot of Tylenol and Benadryl and different sleeping medicines inside all the kids' body to make them sleep while they did this.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. And then they went to go search Sarah's laptop, and there's a whole bunch of history of different sites called like the nature of drowning and where to send my dog to for no-kill shelters and stuff like that. So they didn't kill their dog, but they definitely killed the 6 children that they adopted.
Yeah, right. The fuck?
Yeah, like they brought their dog to a no-kill shelter, which is, I guess, is a shelter where they just don't kill their dog if they can't sell them or something. But there's just a lot of sites depicting that they planned this way ahead of time. They ended up, of course, they announced everybody is dead. The cops found the bodies. The case is over, and they started interviewing a lot of Sarah and Jennifer's co-workers. Well, one of Sarah's co-workers came out and said that she had told her about a month ago that she wishes somebody would have stopped her from adopting all these children, and told her this never ever do it. So she wishes that she would have never done it in the first place. So I guess the stress of having a big family got to her, and then she chose to do this, or I don't know what happened. She was either racist or there was something going on inside the house. But one of the coworkers told her, like, yeah, she said she never wanted to have them in the first place anyway.
Yeah, I mean, probably makes sense. But nothing she said as an excuse or anything is in any way, shape, or form excusable.
No.
Like this action is just straight up horrible. Like the fuck. Like you. This is not even just this story. Like you hear similar stuff quite often. I think in the news or in old stories where parents like drive like maybe in the river to kill themselves, or I don't know, like in your situation, down a cliff, and they have their kids with them. Like, why do you?
For what?
Why do you also have to get your kids with you? Like, I mean, I don't want to tell like anyone to actually do it, but I mean, if you have to, like don't involve your kids in this.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This is some fucked up behavior.
What is the
Especially
deal with?
Since there's so many. Yeah.
What's the deal with some people like becoming teachers and then not liking children?
Yeah, I don't know. Like this whole thing, like I think everyone has these teachers for some reason in every school, not just one, like definitely multiple, that are just bored as fuck at work. Like you look at them, you know they don't want to be there to teach the kids. Like they don't care about you really. In a university that might even make more sense because they don't know you, like personally, because there's just too many people, and there are no like classes where everyone knows each other. But in school, like in the high school or something, like you as a teacher, you should probably be interested, right, in teaching, like working together with kids, teaching kids. But there's always people that. Is it for money? Like teachers don't get paid a lot. I think I asked a similar question on Discord a couple days ago, and someone said, or was it even you? I don't know, about that they get paid. Like if they get into an accident, that they don't have to pay any money. Like don't they have any hospital bills or something? I don't know. Like there's I don't know the U.S. laws. Like it's like they have insurance like
Yeah.
for when they get hurt if they are teachers. I don't know. In
Well,
Germany,
maybe
you
there's
get
a lot of
paid.
insurance that comes with it, but I don't know. Why would you only do it for that?
Yeah, like in Germany, you get paid better. Like it's not the best pay in Europe, but I mean, compared to the US, it's definitely more as a high school teacher. So it might just be the money, and because you're working for the city, like it's not just like you cannot get fired as quickly as a teacher here. Like they can't just let you go like off rip, like only if you do some fucked up shit, right? As a
Yeah.
teacher with whatever, then you can lose your job forever. But they can't just say, "Nah, we don't need you anymore. Go." Like they work there for the city, and maybe people want to just become a teacher. I mean, in Germany or in Europe, because it's like very safe. Like you don't have to worry about your job anymore, and it's also not too difficult compared to many other jobs to become a teacher. I think
So they do it off of like just based off how simple it is, and they probably
probably
don't
like
even like kids.
it's definitely not simple. Maybe like the studying part in university is definitely not that easy. But compared to, let's say, if you want to become a lawyer, a doctor, a
Yeah.
biologist, whatever, even a computer scientist or anything like that, this is probably more difficult. Like teachers have it easier, but the whole thing of having to work with a like many people, especially young people, for at least like 6 or 8 hours a day, maybe 10 sometimes, depending on how many classes you have every day. Like this is probably way more exhausting. So I don't know, like maybe this is like people become teachers for the money or for like, because they have more holidays or whatever, and they don't realize how difficult the job actually is because you have to be active at all times. Like you can't. It's not like office work where you can just slack off, don't do anything. Like you have to engage with people.
All the time. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just too difficult. Maybe that's just what happens. They start to hate kids because they didn't realize how hard the job actually is.
So is there like a way that they train for? Like, do they sit them in front of kids? Like, all right, I mean, this is one of your classes that you have to practice is being in front of kids for a while.
I mean, yeah, here they do. Like you, first you go to university. I mean, in Germany at least, right? I don't know about other countries.
Yeah.
For at least 5 years, so you have to study, uh, like your subjects. Then you have to
Subjects like the
then
kids.
no,
Oh,
no,
you mean like the math and
yeah, like
stuff?
yeah, math, English. Oh my god. Okay, look. In university, you pick two subjects. Like I have English and German, so I learn a lot about these languages, the literature and stuff, in university. Because I picked English, I also have to go uh, at some point during my studies here. I have to go to another country, like abroad, an English-speaking country, for at least 3 months. And after that, after I'm done with my degrees and stuff, have to. It's like training, as you said, for 1.5 years. Like I go to a school, like I'm assigned to a school, and I have to learn how to teach kids. And then at
Yeah.
the end of these 1.5 years, there is like a test. People from the fucking school, whatever it is, like my bosses, like you could say, they will look at how I teach and grade me on that. And if I get a good grade, I can become a teacher. And even after you become a teacher, you still have it's like a test year. Like your first year is still not like you're still not 100% a full-on teacher. After 1 year,
Damn.
you're get tested again, and if you don't fail, then you're a full-fledged teacher. But that's like at least 7-8 years.
That's a lot.
Like yeah. I don't know how it's in the US or other countries. That's just Germany.
No, I feel like they just let people just go in there and teach off the street here. Like I can just walk in there and teach it any time of the day.
Oh my god. Nah, bro, you just okay, this is a completely different topic, but I just remembered like a story I heard about by some dude I know, like who had a dream about being at McDonald's,
What?
and he was like, this is a completely different topic. I just remembered because this fits like to the thing you just said about them getting people off from the streets. Like he was at McDonald's trying to get a burger or something. Oh, this was Burger King. I don't know, but he was trying to order. They didn't bring him any food, and he was like, "Why is no one making my shit?" And they said, "My bad. We just picked up a couple people off the street to work for us, and they can't speak and they cannot speak German. So my bad."
What the fuck? That's insane. When they just go on the street like, "Hey, bro, you want to come in here and work right quick?"
They're like, it's late at night. We don't have any people here for some reason. We just picked some people up, and they can't speak German well. So,
I know that dude is mad as hell. Bro, if you don't give me my fucking burger, what are you doing?
This is so dumb. But yeah, I digressed. Now, your story definitely fucked up. Like the parents, like especially since this is something that went on for so long, and no one was able to do anything. Like even though the kids tried to escape multiple times, just shows how shitty the system is. Like it's very okay. Obviously, it's very protective for parents. Like it should be. Like regular parents shouldn't be able to lose their kids just like that. But in a situation like this, like multiple kids try to escape. You saw them very malnourished, like very thin, small, like the signs were there, but no one acted.
Yes, it's crazy how they just let it happen. I mean, because it started in 2013, and it went all the way until like literally 4 years ago. So.
Yeah, and when the police suddenly finally decided to work like on the case, the parents just said, "Nope, this is the time. We end this all."
I guess we'll go over there. I guess. I mean,
bro, the police is folding once again. Like there's no story where the police, bro.
Bro, my whole plan is to collapse the police.
Look, it's either aliens here on Further Beyond or bad police work. Yes. Like there's no episode without one of these.
Yes, sir. I'm taking them down.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, that was your story.
Yes,
my whole thing isn't a conspiracy. This time it's just a hypothesis or whatever you want to call it. It's called the Omphalos or Umphalos. I don't know how you like. I mean, you can pronounce this however you want. I would just call it Omphalos Hypothesis, and it's some religious stuff. And like before I even start, I gotta ask you one thing: how old do you think the Earth is? Like I don't want an exact number. Like it's just rough estimate.
The Earth is probably around, let's say, 10,000 years old.
Interesting. Okay, so you're not in the boat of people who say the Earth is millions of or billions of years old.
Hell no, nah.
Okay. But I mean, do you believe in dinosaurs? They existed?
Not really.
Okay, I see. So the Omphalos hypothesis is one of those attempts to explain how the Earth is like supposedly billions of years old, according to the evidence found, that try to connect it to the Bible, like the Genesis story, the creation narrative, and try to explain why the Earth is actually, even though we have all this evidence, why it's actually just a few thousand years old. Like you just said, 10,000. Some people say it's just 6,000. I don't know the exact number the Bible is suggesting.
Yeah.
Because we have the Old Testament. I don't know how far back this all goes before Jesus was born, but the Umphalos hypothesis just says that God planted lies, like planted false evidence into history and existence itself to make it seem like the universe is older than it actually is. So we have fossils, right? We know, like we found skeletons or whatever it is of dinosaurs. We have some historical records. We have fucking evolution theory and all. And this theory just says nope. Like this is the ultimate conspiracy, or one of those perfect examples for a conspiracy theory. People just say nope. This is all lies. This is all fake. Right? God planned this all. He wants us to believe that the world is billions of years old by planting, I mean, as I said, false evidence. And this idea was first suggested or brought up by a guy, my bad, called Philip Henry Goss or Gosse, not sure which country he's from. And this dude argued that for the world, for the universe itself to be functional, to even work, God must have created the earth with mountains, canyons, trees, like all the plants had to be there, right? It's not like he made earth and then the trees and mountains started to like had to be made or grow. They started just like they spawned in. Just like Adam and Eve, they spawned in basically with hair, fingernails, fucking navels, like everything. So he just says this is like one of those, like he uses this as an explanation for why this hypothesis must be right, because the Earth existence cannot exist without anything being there, like right at the beginning. This is like, I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, like this whole gap creationism, that the first verse of the Genesis book is like should be separated from the second. That at first God created the earth or the universe, and that the second verse he started making something. So how was the original earth looking like? Like this says there has to be something already there to exist. So, as I said, the universe is filled with false evidence of the universe's age. So this whole ecosystem we know about, like all plants, animals, is just there to deceive us. And fossils, like I said, are seen just as artifacts actually, like when I was reading this, I was thinking about fossils, because fossils show that some animals lived way far back then, as you said, 1,000 years, or as the Bible, I don't know, 6,000, 8,000 years suggests. But Gosse also took fossils into account and said they are like artifacts. They are needed for creation. So it's just something that has to be there. God also had fossils created for this. And like I was thinking about criticism possibly, and I came across a dude. I forgot his name. His work, like this work, like he when he criticized this hypothesis, was banned in many countries for some reason.
So I don't know. Like,
no, this hypothesis is accepted or was accepted for many years, hundreds of years. But this criticism of this hypothesis was banned in many countries. The guy suggests or says that God essentially created two conflicting accounts of creation. Like one in nature, so like what we see around us, and one in the Torah, like the first parts of the Bible. And then he asks, how can it be determined which is the real story and which is the fake one that is there to mislead us, right? We don't know. There's just like two sides. Like one side says God created the earth a couple thousand years ago. The other story says it's billions of years ago, millions of years ago. Like we don't know which is actually the fake one. The one the God like in the Bible presents us might actually be the fake one. Like why is no one looking at that? Because he might have just like did a whatever you want to call it, like a switcheroo, made us believe that the whole billion years thing is fake, and made it that the Bible is actually fake. So this is probably the reason why it's banned. Like he was criticizing the Bible itself, saying that the Bible itself might be might presenting us fake history to mislead us from the actual truth.
Wait, so how old do you believe it is?
Wait, repeat that?
How old do you believe the Earth is?
I mean, I believe that dinosaurs existed. I'm not sure how far back this actually goes. I fuck with the evolution theory. Like, I don't think that the Earth was created a couple thousand years ago.
Yeah.
But maybe also not too far. Like, people are saying billions and billions. But like, at the end of the day, it also doesn't really matter, right? Like, when the Earth was created. Because like dinosaurs like this will not influence you like or change your life in any way if you believe in them or not. I believe in them because they're cool, and that's about it. But the whole thing, like this guy,
they switched up because they're like, oh yeah, dinosaurs for sure look like this, and then now it's coming out that they look like birds, chickens.
Oh yeah. Now that you mentioned it, that's true. Like we see the skeletons, but we never know what they actually look like. The color. In fact, they might have been able to speak like humans, like low key. That's probably not the case, but they could be able to. And it also I saw a video or an article, I don't remember, like a week ago or so, about the T-Rex, and that the T-Rex doesn't have or it doesn't make sense for him to have these small arms. It were like wings. Like people are now saying the T-Rex actually had wings. So this is it does because it doesn't make sense for him to have these small arms. They might have just fucked up, and these arms are on his back, and it's just
put it the wrong way.
Like wings. Yeah, I don't know how much truth this holds, but I mean, we don't know. People are like the people finding these fossils, these skeletal parts. They're just connecting them on how they think they might make sense. But at the end of the day, we don't know how they look like because obviously there is no skin, no feathers anymore left. We don't know. The color, we don't know. They could have been rainbow colored for all we know, or just black and white. Like I don't know
a damn thing about it. I mean, they probably could have existed, but like you said, like if they didn't, like that is not influencing what I eat for dinner tomorrow. I don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm. So basically, like this whole, of course, discussion. I don't know why people trying to sometimes make a big deal out of this, like how old the Earth is, because like you cannot really prove anything, right?
Yeah.
Like people are saying, here's the evidence, bro. Like we have these light rays to other galaxies. Like we know that galaxies are, like the galaxy is expanding, and all these universes are, going farther and farther away from us, which is like evidence for that the universe is so and so many years old. But then people can just say, God planned all this, like on some Eisen level shit. Like Eisen's always coming back.
God is Eisen.
Since I'm watching Bleach, yeah, like on some Eisen type beat, like this is all planned out. Humans might find this evidence, but it's all fake. It's just there to make you believe, for some reason, we of course don't know why, to make us believe that the Earth is actually older, or make it seem like the Earth is actually older than it is. Though as I said, I can't really think of a reason why that would be the case, because even the guy that he got his work banned at the end also said, one could I can read this one line. One could equally propose that it is nature that presents the real story, and that the Torah was devised by God to test us with a fake history. And he says that religion can only function if you believe God. So why would he lie to us? And if you put it in another way, if God went to these enormous lengths to convince us that the world is billions of years old, why would we disagree? Like, why would we have, like, why would we need these two sides? Like, one is like the evidence we see, and then the Bible. Like, why would we need these two things? Because we need to trust God. Like, why would he lie to us? Religion doesn't work if God is lying to us.
Yeah.
So it,
Damn. Not for real.
yeah, obviously, like with all conspiracies, like with all hypotheses, it's somehow always someone is lying to us, and no one wants. And even if it's really obvious there is no lie, people will still call it a lie. In this case, of course, there's no evidence for any of this. Like it's almost like this last Thursday and stuff. Like
That
there's
is
no
true.
way to prove this right or wrong. Like the universe was created 1 minute ago, bro, and everything you remember, everything that happened, it's just that's it spawned in like that. So and you cannot disprove this in any kind of way. Obviously, as I said, this will not change your life in any way if you believe in this or not. This is just, I mean, probably just a way for religious people to try and explain why there is this whole all this evidence, fucking fossils. As I said, the light rays, like people can or scientists are nowadays able to measure how far away a galaxy is. Right, they can look at how fast the light travels and how long it would take to get there to get from the universe to us, from the galaxy. So there seems to be some evidence, but at the same time, this evidence could be fake. We don't know. The Bible is telling us a lot of weird stories that we might not comprehend. I mean, as religious people also then usually say that we cannot comprehend God's plan. And at the end of the day, we're just living here, trying to
HP.
find the truth, and we can't
They'll argue
until we're
everything.
dead. Maybe, like maybe when we die, we find the whole truth. When I don't know, like Christians, when Christians like I don't know, die, reach heaven, maybe they see the truth then. Who knows? Like, this is some. I mean, okay, this is with like most conspiracies hypothesis. It won't bring you any closer to the truth because there is no definitive answer.
I
It
just
is what
think
it
there was
is.
bigger gaps between each story. Like maybe the argument can be made that we have been here for billions of years, and like maybe from Matthew to Mark, the books in the Bible, like it was like a whole trillion years gap. Because as of right now,
Mm-hmm.
like reading the Bible straight through, maybe you believe that this all happened within like maybe a couple hundred years. And it was just like back to back to back to back event. Well, maybe
Yeah,
like in between each story or each chapter, there's even like 1,000 years between each one. That's crazy.
yeah. But I mean, even thinking about the Bible and the stories there, it's still weird to me how like people take some stories literally and for granted. Like some of these stories were written by I don't want to call them random people, but it's not people that spread the message of God like himself. This is just some people writing the story inside the Bible, and people will just believe anything. Even like goes back to I had this. I'm also digressing right now, real quick, but the whole thing about, for example, homosexuality in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Like I was interested in the passages in the Bible about it and whether it's how much you can interpret into this whole thing. And one of the main passages is about is written by fucking I know his name is Paul. I don't know the full name. But then I was asking myself, like, why are the conservative people so adamant on like forbidding homosexuality because of the Bible, even though it's not even God telling them this, that this is forbidden.
Some random dude.
This is just a random dude basically just saying it's men shouldn't sleep with men and women shouldn't sleep with women. Like, why are you listening to this guy? Like, huh?
Yeah, they for sure
Uh,
take a lot of those people's words for just like, hey, they said it's set in stone type shit.
mhm. But I mean, the Bible is can only be read by interpreting stuff. We don't have the exact wording because it's so long ago. We just have to translate, and many words cannot really be translated, so we never know what it actually meant. And at the same time, as time changes, the meanings also change, and the Bible is read in another way. I mean, okay, I guess we'll see how the meaning of every story changes as we grow older and follow the whole debates. all the debates. But for this theory, yeah, I'm not. I'm just like, as a final statement about my own hypothesis. I'm not buying this. Like this whole
You don't
evidence
think so?
planting stuff. Nah, because it's one of those, like, as I said, last Thursdayism type things. Like just
Yeah.
saying that there it's all a lie, it's all fake.
You hated
and you
that
cannot
theory.
yeah, and you cannot disprove me. like I mean, what are these theories? Like just saying, like you have some evidence. Like either you believe in it or not. Like you don't have to say or try to find a middle ground. Uh, like there's no need to connect these two possibilities or possible pasts, if you want to call them that.
What if we all like pass away and then there is a heaven? We all get up to God, and He's like, "All right, Pan, did you find the 7 Dragon Balls this time?" You're just like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, you didn't. All right, redo." And then you just forget that you're supposed to find that.
God,
No
I
way.
didn't find the Dragon Balls, but I did watch all the big 3.
Will He let us slide?
Yeah. Only only a small amount of people was able to watch all the big 3 anime back
Wait,
to
One
back.
Piece, is that part of the big 3?
Yeah, One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. I finished
Damn.
Naruto. Now I'm about to finish Bleach soon, and then probably One Piece next.
Oh, so Dragon Ball is not inside the big 3.
Nope, Dragon Ball is older. Actually,
Damn.
interesting fact. Hunter x Hunter would have been on the big 3 if it didn't go on hiatus.
No, man. It could have replaced Bleach.
Yep, it had higher sales than Bleach, especially since the Bleach manga was almost cancelled. Like it was on the verge of getting cancelled because the arc that was going on at that time was so ass that the sales dipped so hard that the anime got cancelled and the manga was like so close to getting cancelled. So the author had to rush the arc as fast as he could to get to some better
what was
arc.
the arc? What was going on?
I don't know, like some Ichigo losing his power and getting it back, and because he rushed it so hard and just wanted the readers to forget about it, he, like, nothing that happened in this arc is relevant to the story.
He said that did not happen. Oh my god.
He was like, "Nah, we got to get to the war arc now." Ah, fuck it.
There's a war arc in Bleach too?
Yeah, 1,000-year blood war.
Oh my god. Wait, isn't that what's being animated right now?
Yep, I think the anime is going to pick up with the final arc. The I don't know how many episodes it actually is. I also heard the ending, like this war arc, is also fairly rushed. Like he just wanted to
shit.
finish the manga.
He said, "Fuck that manga." He does not like this shit. Why do manga readers like? Okay, so I get the artists like end up becoming like depressed and then they stop doing it or whatever. But like, why do they always stop at the most important part? Like
Yeah, I
the
don't
Dark
know.
Continent arc for Hunter x Hunter is probably one of the most important arcs for Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, people wanted to have the manga continue for years now, but I'm gonna just say it now. It's not coming back.
Hell
Like,
no.
this is my hard read. The manga and the anime especially is never coming back. You can forget that. Dude is feeling like ass right now. I don't think
What did
he's
he
able to.
experience? He going through it. It's like crazy. He stopped it like 10 years ago.
I mean, the author is the same as Yu Yu Hakusho, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't Yu Yu Hakusho, like the ending also rushed kinda.
Not as bad. I mean, you could tell.
I mean, not obviously not as bad, but I mean, I just remember reading some stuff about the author also trying to finish up Yu Yu Hakusho as fast as he could, so the ending wasn't as good as some other arcs, probably, or the ending arc. I haven't watched the anime yet. I started but never finished.
It's a cool anime. It's not. It felt. I get. Yeah. Now that you bring it up, yeah, it was kind of something towards the end, but even with Hunter x Hunter, I think his wife is the one that wrote Sailor Moon. So she was supposed to pick it up, and then she just never did. I guess he told her like, "Fuck no, don't pick that dumbass manga up." They just don't want to finish it.
They made one of the best power systems in all of manga and anime. One of the most interesting worlds. Like world building is on like the whole continent stuff and the
Yeah.
monsters. Like bro, and then just said, ha, you're not getting anything off that.
I mean, I'm
Just
just
one
glad he
panel.
ended it after
That's it.
we met the dad. Because if he was like going to meet the dad and then he stopped writing it, they'd be like,
Oh
"Come
yeah,
on, bro."
definitely.
Yes, you can kind of say that. I mean, you can kind of, if nobody didn't know that it wasn't finished, you could be like, "Oh yes, that's the end of it." Like I didn't even know it was done until somebody told me there was still manga that was out there. And
Same
that
though. Yeah.
Hizoka was supposed to fight Crollo the next arc and stuff like that, and like an actual serious fight. So I was like, damn.
Yeah, when I watched this show, I didn't even know it had manga. Like I think I didn't even know what manga really was when I was watching Hunter x Hunter, and then I found out. I mean, it is sad, but as I said, it's not coming back. Most likely, that's just my heart read.
All right, if y'all want more of Pan's takes on anime, he has an open window. Sorry, we got into a whole anime tire right there, but
Yeah, I have the
he's
best
like,
takes.
yeah, he's the anime manga person. He knows way more than anybody, probably more than you. So if y'all are interested in that, go check that out. Open Windows podcast. It is on the channel as well. Thank you guys for sticking all the way through. Pan, you good?
I guess this hypothesis, bro. Yeah, I mean, your story definitely fucked me up a bit. Like I hate when parents do this.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think this is the whole like they were aspiring teachers and stuff like that. Like it's just kind of, and especially like
Yeah.
6 kids, and then you never found the other one. Like it's kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to see like my story like actually acted and directed out, it is on episode 1 of this show called Atlanta. It's literally the exact same stuff happens. It's not as serious. Like you can't see bruises or anything on them, but it's like a more like modern, I guess, kind of comedy version of this story. But yeah, go check that out. But it's been Future Beyond. Thank you guys for watching. I'm getting out of here. Peace out, y'all.
See ya.